I can have everyone's attention, we'll go ahead and get started with our post-race press conference. We welcome Dakota Armstrong, driver of the number 98 Everfi.com Toyota, who finished third in today's VFW 200 here at Michigan International Speedway. This is the best finish for Dakota, series finish in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. Dakota, talk a little bit about that run out there today.
I think we had a pretty decent truck. It was just, the way this racing went, it was definitely just kind of unique. And, we started to make a move up there, and I think we were up to ninth, but then we had to come in and pit. And I knew we were fast enough to stay up there, but, it was a good strategy to pit early, and I really didn't think it was going to go green all that way, so I got to thank all the other guys for not wrecking, especially even more cautions for how crazy a racing that was. But, good job there. We were actually short, but, somehow we were able to make it there just with a little bit of save. So got to thank Toyota for good fuel mileage and good power.
All right, we'll take questions for Dakota. Please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you. Please state your name and affiliation. We'll start in the back with Stan.
Stan Creekmore with RPMtonight.com. Dakota, this may be a little early to ask you. You might not have had a chance to think about it yet. But this is your best finish. This is a third-place finish. What does it mean to you right now to get such a great finish?
It means a lot. Really, just for the whole team, we really needed this. I feel like we've been making steps in the right direction, ever since Iowa, and we've been getting closer and closer to just, getting more consistent with better finishes. So, really glad the guys were able to, get this. It's good for everyone. We didn't have a great day in the pits either, but, still to come away with a good finish, leave everyone, high hopes going for Bristol.
All right, any more questions downstairs for Dakota? All right, any questions upstairs in the press box? All right, go ahead with your question. I understand there's a question, but we're not able to hear you on the audio. Okay, any more questions down here? Okay, we have one right here to the left.
Good job, man.
George Poley, Macomb Daily. Could you just comment on the track condition, how wide the racing groove was, things like that?
The track, obviously has a lot of grip, but, the way this racing went, you're just nose to tail with everybody. And I wish there was a little bit more, a little bit wider. It seemed like we actually kind of moved the bottom, kind of came into play a little bit more. You could start seeing a little bit of, rubber marks, but still just up high just wasn't great. Just that middle groove is still where everybody's, fighting for that real estate. So it kind of made it tough, and the wrecks that did happen were just, people were trying to get there and, coming off of two, just pinching. Just still a pretty tight racetrack, but I think it's going to narrow out, in next couple races.
Okay, any final questions for Dakota? All right, Dakota, congratulations on your run out there today. Thank you very much for your time.
Good job, man. See you next week, man. Heck yeah.
All right, we now welcome Jason White, driver of the number 23 Gunbroker.com Ford, who finished second in today's VFW 200 here at Michigan International Speedway. Jason, talk a little bit about your run out there today.
Well, we started 12th, just to start way at the beginning, I guess. We started 12th, moved up to top 5. We were running third there. Had a restart, got real loose, slid back to 5th. I think that was where Nelson spun out. It was really difficult when you're on the inside and people were on the outside of you. You get really loose. So once I seen him spin out, we almost spun out, and we restarted 5th for the next one. And me and my crew chief talked back and forth, and he says, we're about a lap shy from making it if we come in pit now. And I said, well, heck, man, I mean, I'm going to fall back to 7th or 8th here anyway on the restart, being 5th on the inside. We might as well come in and top off and see if this thing goes green. And sure enough, so we went back there, topped off, and saved a little bit of fuel and ended up making it. So worked out pretty good. But, all in all, we had a really fast truck all day and used a little bit of strategy at the end to help us out a little bit.
Okay, we'll open up for questions. Please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you. As always, state your name and affiliation. We'll take questions in the back. We'll start with Stan.
Stan Creekmore with RPMtonight.com. Just briefly, it was a great race to watch and everything. What does this ultimately mean for your organization, to your team, to get this finished? What does it mean for you the rest of the year?
Well, it's really good. I mean, I don't know if anybody knows it. You know, our team's a smaller team. We got a great sponsor with gunbroker.com, but we're a single truck team. We're out there, doing everything we can do to get to the track week in and week out. So this is definitely huge for our whole organization to come out here. It's a first-year team. GB Racing to finish second. I mean, this is huge. To almost pull a victory off. So I mean, it's awesome. I mean, Bristol we're going to next week. Heck, we've led a ton of laps there the last couple years, and hopefully we can get a win there. But this is what we want to do. We got a little help from Doug Yates. I mean, he's got great engines with Ford. We're the only really Ford in the show, so we're kind of standalone by ourselves. So we're kind of learning and going at this as we go.
Okay, any other questions down here? Okay, we'll take one right up front. Wait till we get the mic to you, please.
Yeah, Mike Pryson from Auto Week. Jason, when did you get your top off?
Whatever the last caution was, I don't know. It's probably like with I don't know, 40-some to go.
Okay.
I'm not totally sure. It's the last caution, whatever the last caution was.
Okay, that was about 43 to go. Then were you surprised both you guys were able to make it the distance? I mean, at 35 seemed to be the window today, but 43, you guys made it pretty good without any cautions.
we actually knew. I asked the crew chief when that caution came out, and I knew we were going to restart fifth. I said, how many laps can we make it? And he said, we'll be like a half a lap to 1 lap short from our fuel window. So we got great mileage, and I saved a lot those last couple laps. There was a lap truck, the 2 truck in front of me, and I was running half throttle just so that we would be good to go because there was no pressure from behind us.
Any final questions for Jason? All right, follow up, Stan. Let us get a mic to you, please.
You just made a very interesting statement there, and I kind of wanted to pursue it. Stan Creekmore with RPMtonight.com again. When you're a driver and you need to, back off just a teeny tiny bit, a tenth of a second or something to save that gas you need to finish, how difficult is that for the driver to actually do that, lap after lap after lap?
Well, for me, it's pretty easy. I mean, heck, I knew the end result is to get a great finish. So, I mean, I started saving fuel when we were running about 10th or 12th. It was like 5 or 6 of us running together. I was leading the pack, and then I let one of them go so that I could be behind them so I could start running half throttle. And then they kept wanting to pass and stuff, and I was like, just try to tell them to stay in line because my whole goal was just to save throttle, save gas right there because I knew we were close on making it the whole way, and so it ended up working out for us.
All right, Jason, congratulations on your run
Appreciate
today.
it.
Thank you very much for your time. Now joining us is Ty Dillon, driver of the number 3 Bass Pro Shops Tracker Boat Chevrolet, who finished 6th in today's VFW 200 here at Michigan International Speedway. Ty currently sits tied for first place in the points. Obviously, with the tiebreaker, it puts you in second place. But just talk a little bit about your run out there today here at Michigan.
Yeah, I hope the fans enjoyed that because it was wild, and I think everybody was expecting that, and it was a really cool race. So. I'm excited for NASCAR and Michigan Speedway that we had such a great race, and our Bass Pro Shops Chevy was fast. We kept in the top 5 and 6 all day, and then that fuel mileage deal kind of played out. Not in our hand. I thought we were going to be able to come down to the end and race between us, the 7 and the 31, and be able to have a little fun there, but the 30 and the 23 and all those guys decided to rain on the parade. But no, that's an awesome job by those guys, and excited for our guys to be tied for the points lead. We just need to get some wins now. I think it's time for us to turn it on and get over our rookiness and go for some wins.
All right, we'll open it up for questions for Ty. Again, raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you. Questions for Ty? All right, we'll start right here.
George Poley, Macomb Daily. Ty, if you two could just comment on the track conditions throughout the day. Did the groove get wider, et cetera?
It started to get wider. It went lower, which doesn't really help the trucks much because when you get side by side on the low side, it makes your truck real free. If we could have got it to go higher, it would have been a lot better. But it was still good racing. I think by tomorrow it'll be almost across the track. I'd say they'll inch it up even more. But I think for even better racing for the Truck Series, we need it to get wider because it's so close and so tight right there, and the aero plays so much effect on our trucks that we still didn't have enough room to kind of move around.
All right, we'll take our next question in the middle right here with David.
David Carvell on NASCAR.com. Ty, what part of the rookiness do you need to get over? You talk about you talk about your team. Just expand on that a little bit.
Just we've had fast trucks every week, and we've made some little mistakes and put ourselves behind at the beginning of the race. I know at Pocono, me hitting the wall, and then just a couple small mistakes that rookie teams are supposed to make. And I think we're over that now. I think we've got a lot of good momentum going into the second half of the season here. I think that just putting it all together, staying up front, run the top 5 all night, and then have a chance to win is what's going to make us win this championship. So instead of fluctuating from 5th and then hitting the wall or having something go bad and going all the way back a lap down or something, then coming back and barely getting in the top 10, I think now it's time for us to stay in the top 5 and start getting some wins.
Final questions for Ty? All right, Ty, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
your run out there today, and good luck the rest of the season.